Building consistency with your planner or journal does not have to take hours, so how can we do it when we only have 5 minutes? Well, the first step we're going to want to do is at the start of the day, get out your journal, make sure that you're putting it somewhere where you're going to have easy access to it throughout the day. Just like most things, if your journal is out of sight, it's out of mind, and you're not going to get the full benefits of it if you keep putting it away into your bag. With your journal open though, it's time to write out the header for today. This doesn't have to be fancy, but I like to make it stand out compared to the tasks and other entries that I'll be writing throughout the day. If you've done this the night before, then you don't even have to spend time on this step, but the next thing you're going to do is write out a list of anything and everything you can think of, or that's on your mind, stuff that you need to get done today, or really just a bit of a download from your brain. We want to clear out all of those thoughts that we've had overnight, the things that are swimming around in our head, so that we can start the day with a clean slate. The process of writing out this list should only take us about 1.5 minutes. That'll help us get all of those top level things out of our head without spending a bunch of time racking our brain trying to think of every single thing. Once we've done our mind unwind, then it's time to turn to your monthly calendar and see what's going on for today. You may instead have this in some kind of a weekly view, but you want to make sure you take stock of anything that's happening in the day so that you show up where you need to be when you need to be. This may also jog your memory for some of the other things you need to do in the day, so make sure to add those to your list as well. As part of this, we want to decide on what our daily highlight is going to be. This is the one most important thing that we want to action during the day to make sure that we're making progress on the stuff that matters to us. This is going to be the main thing that we want to achieve, accomplish, or work on, and once we have that selected, we're going to leave our journal alone and get started on our day. Note here that we're not putting our journal away though. We want our journal to be easily accessible throughout the day so that we can come back and add things as we need them. If you're using a system similar to the bullet journal method, then this is as easy as putting in the bullet and then writing a small description of the thing that's on your mind, whether that's a task, a note, or an event. But we want to add all of those to the daily log that we've started writing. We don't want to be flipping back and forward in our journal trying to find the space specifically that they should sit in. This helps to speed up our process and it keeps all of the information in one place. This means at the end of the day when we come to look back on our journal entries, we don't have to go hunting for them in different spaces. While our morning routine took about 2 minutes, adding extra entries to our journal throughout the day should only really add about 1 minute more. Of course, it depends on how much you've got going on, but by keeping your journal accessible, keeping the way that you add those entries really easy, it helps to limit the friction and also the time taken in adding those things to your planner. Throughout the day though, jump back into your journal and jot down anything that you have in mind. This might be upcoming tasks that you need to do on a different day, it could be reminders of events that are coming up in the future and things you have to do for them, or it could be little notes about how your day is going, thoughts, feelings, anything like that. At the end of the day though, this is when we want to do our PM journaling routine. This is often when we're feeling the most tired, the most uninclined to get into our journal, and where we can really fall off with our consistency. So making this easy is going to be really important. The first thing to do though is go through your list of tasks from the day and make sure that you've checked off any of the ones that have gotten completed. For any of the remaining entries, tasks, notes, events, whatever they are, we want to then transfer them to a place where they're going to be better suited. This could be moving events into our monthly view, or if you have some kind of a future calendar space, capturing it there instead. Depending on how long of a list you have, this may take anywhere from half a minute to a full minute, but we're really just scanning our eyes down the list and considering what's been done, what needs to be moved, and what can stay here because it's still something that has to happen, maybe tomorrow. For the things that no longer need to be done, they're no longer relevant or important, we can just scratch those off so that we can ignore them. Once your task list is dealt with though, then it's time to go and consult any of your trackers that you're keeping. This could be things like a habit tracker, mood tracker, gratitude log, anything like that. But we're going to dedicate the majority of the rest of our time to making sure that these have been updated and filled in. It's a lot harder to fill them in after the day in question, so making sure that you fill them in on the day is a really good way to keep up that consistency. To ensure that this doesn't take you too long, do make sure that when you're actually designing these trackers and logs, you're considering how long it'll take to fill them in when you're actually using them. This could be making sure that you're using a limited range of supplies, making sure that you're not using anything with a long dry time in terms of pens and markers, and also just making sure that you keep your journaling supplies super accessible. just so then you don't have to waste time trying to find the materials that you need. Once the stuff from today is filled in though, then we want to write a header for the next day and jot down anything we know is going to have to happen on that day in particular. Here we're just doing our future selves a favor, making sure that we're all set up for the day ahead. Of course, making your journaling or planning routine shorter and more streamlined is just one way to build consistency, but if you're still looking for more tips, then this video is the next one to check out. In that one we look at 24 little tips for keeping up with your journal, so click or tap on that one and I'll see you over there.